Good morning, students. So today I'll be doing with the principles of prevention of disease. So आज मैं बात करूँगी principles of prevention of disease की, ठीक है? So मैंने पिछले क्लास में ये बताया था कि principles of treatment क्या होते हैं, कैसे होते हैं और उनके कुछ रूल्स होते हैं जिनको हमें फॉलो करने पड़ते हैं। और उसके बाद मैंने बताया था, डिस्कस किया था कि प्रिंसिपल ऑफ ट्रीटमेंट एक्चुअल में होता कैसे है। जैसे कि ड्रग अगर हमारी बॉडी में एंटर करती है तो उसके बाद उसका क्या रिएक्शन होता है हमारी बॉडी में, ठीक है। सो उसके बाद उसका कैसे प्रोसेस होता है, फिर हमारी बॉडीज़ को कैसे पता चल जाता है वेदर देयर इज़ kind of a microbe, there is kind of pathogen present inside the body. So बहुत सारी चीज़ें हैं जो हमारे ड्रग के बायोकेमिकल प्रोसेस से पता चल सकती है, दैट व्हाट काइंड ऑफ माइक्रोब इज़ इट एंड what drug we need to take. So that's how it works. Okay, it's principle of treatment. So either we can reduce the pain while how we treat, either we reduce while taking medicine or we can kill it. Okay, in the first step we only reduce, we cannot kill it, but in the second step we can kill it with the help of the drug. Okay, so अब यहाँ पे देखिए प्रिंसिपल्स ऑफ प्रिवेंशन ऑफ डिजीज़। तो इसका मतलब क्या है प्रिंसिपल ऑफ प्रिवेंशन ऑफ डिजीज़, ध्यान दीजिएगा। सो इनके बहुत से प्रोसेस हो सकते हैं। सो प्रिंसिपल ऑफ प्रिवेंशन, जैसे कि ये हम कब फॉलो करते हैं, जब हम ट्रीटमेंट हो जाने के बाद जब उसका प्रोसेस नहीं हो पाता है। जैसे कि हम ट्रीटमेंट किए, ठीक है, वी डिड द ट्रीटमेंट ऑफ एनी इन्फेक्शियस डिजीज़, we had taken drug but still it's not affecting our body is not getting cured, then what we should do, we should prevent something so that it cannot affect us. Okay, so how we can prevent it? Suppose if one person is suffering from a malaria, okay, one person suffering from a malaria, now he has taken the medicine but the medicine is not reacting according to its body. So what that person needs to do, that person needs to prevent himself from the environment. So he should be cleaning the area where he is staying. Okay, he should drink clean water, he should eat healthy diet food, means he should prevent each and everything which can cause the disease, the malarial disease, okay, which can easily infect his body. So that's how we can prevent it. So there will be some limitations, so we'll see here. So what will the limitations of it? So following three limitations are normally confronted while treating an infectious disease. So once someone gets a disease, his or her body functions get damaged and may never recover completely. So these are the limitations. So how it happens, जैसे कि ट्रीटमेंट करने के बाद, ठीक है, कभी कभी ऐसा होता है कि अगर किसी इंसान को डिजीज़ है, ठीक है, किसी इफ़ वन पर्सन हैज़ अ डिजीज़, सो that person's body get damaged, okay, and cannot be recover it. So why we are preventing, means a person is having a disease and that person has taken a medicine but that medicine is also not affecting his body. Okay, so after that, because of the damaging of his body. Okay, so these are the limitations. So see, the second one is treatment of a disease takes time. Okay, yes, it is true, treatment of a disease takes time. So there will be a time taken for any drug. Okay, if one person has a typhoid, then he or she need to follow up to 20 days of medicine. Okay, with before 20 days that bacterial, that typhoid cannot be broken, that and cannot be killed. So they need to take the proper time, okay, proper treatment. This means that if someone is suffering from a disease, he is likely to be bedridden for some time, even if he is given proper treatment, okay. So if anyone having a disease, he or she need to be bedridden, means he should take bed rest until the treatment gets over, okay. So the third one is, the person suffering from an infectious disease can serve as a medium for further spread of infection to other people. So the person suffering from an infectious disease can serve as the medium for further spread of infection to other people. So if one person is infected and he is taking a treatment, unless and until his treatment will not in the time, okay, will not complete its time, until then that person should be bedridden and cannot go anywhere else. He should take a bed rest. He should not move, he should not travel anywhere, so that if he travels, means he can infect to other people as well, because he is the medium now, okay, because he is infected and he is taking a treatment, but no one knows that he is taking a treatment, only he knows, and he is traveling here and there. So what happens? First of all, he is infected, okay. If it is communicable disease, and if he is taking medicine, he is taking drug, but still he is traveling from one place to other place, he can infect other person, other people as well, okay. So these are the limitations. So what will happen if there is a treatment, and that after the treatment also if person is not getting cured, means there will be a three options, okay, to prevent himself. So prevention of disease is better than cure. So we all know that prevention is always better than cure, okay. So unless and until we are not getting cured, we can prevent ourselves for the other spread of the infections, okay. So see, we'll start. So till here it's complete. So what are the limitations we have spoke? So see, there are the general ways of prevention. So what is the general ways of preventing? Okay, हम किस तरह से खुद की बॉडी को प्रिवेंट कर सकते हैं? So first one will be your, what will be? First one will be your public hygiene. Okay, if you are around in public, okay, public area, then you should know, if you have an infection, you should know that it is harming other person as well. So you should be neat and clean. You should wash your hands, okay. You should use sanitizer, then you should wear mask so that other person cannot get infect, okay. So this is a normal thing. This is normal thing we all need to follow if we have a infection in our body, okay. So public hygiene is one of the basic key to the prevention of infectious disease. So public hygiene, you should maintain the public hygiene. If you are going outside, if you are standing in front of so many people, then you should know what the public hygiene is, okay. Then in this method of prevention, so what do you mean by public hygiene? What we need to follow it up? So like some practices we need to adopt for the to maintain the public hygiene. So what are the practices? First one, to avoid exposure to airborne microbes, okay. So few microbes are airborne. Which is airborne means the microbe which is present in the air, which can travel in the air, that is airborne microbes. So to avoid the exposure of the airborne microbes, adopt living conditions that are not overcrowded, okay. So what it is telling means we should follow it up, okay. We should avoid the overcrowded microbe. If in the area there will be a lot of like airborne diseases, okay, if that area is like not clean, okay, and you know, if you go there, if you go there, you can get that allergic to that particular infection, particular microbe. So to avoid that airborne infection, what we need to follow it up, we need to wear it a mask, either we need to do ourselves a cleaning, okay. So next one, to prevent exposure of waterborne microbes, safe drinking water should be provided. So see, this is the airborne, waterborne, so many microbes are present, okay, in and out. So to avoid the airborne microbe, we should not go the overcrowded area, okay. To avoid the airborne infection, we should not go the overcrowded area. Suppose if there is 100 of people, okay, if there is 100 of people in one room, and you don't know that one person is having infection, viral infection, it could be anything, okay. If you are going there, you are a healthy person, you are going there, that person is infected, you have a chances to get that infection easily, because you are in a overcrowded area. If you want to go in a overcrowded place, you need to maintain some hygiene, like wear a mask, then go, okay, use a sanitizer, then go, no issue with that, okay. So see how to avoid the waterborne microbe. So to avoid the waterborne microbe means the microbe which is present in the water. So to avoid the waterborne microbe, we should know which kind of water we are using. For drinking purpose, we should always use the safe, clean and drinking water, okay, potable water, not other water, okay. So safe drinking water should be provided to avoid the waterborne infection. Now to avoid the vector-borne infection, like one place to other place, like parasites, so to avoid the vector-borne infection, we can provide clean environment, as it would not allow mosquito breeding. So these are the three infections where you can get easily anywhere if you go. So you should know how to maintain the public hygiene. So vector-borne infection, in the sense, if it is a sorry sorry so to avoid the vector-borne infection, we can provide clean environment, because you know what happens, if the environment is not clean, the microbe get itself multiply there, and the microbe growth will be increased in that area, in that particular area. So to avoid that vector-borne infections, we can provide clean environment, as it would not allow mosquito breeding. If it is clean, then means the mosquito breed will not occur there, and it is, आपने देखा होगा पानी में जैसे कि मच्छर, जो मस्कीटोज होते हैं वो ब्रीड करते हैं वहाँ पे, ठीक है, तो वहाँ का एरिया कितना गंदा होता है, it's very dirty, right? So we should always clean the environment, so that we can avoid the vector-borne diseases. You know the vector-borne, right? I will ask later after finishing this chapter, okay? So these are the three practices we need to follow to maintain the prevention of the infectious diseases, okay? सो अभी तक हमने बात की लिमिटेशंस. तो क्या क्या लिमिटेशंस हो सकते हैं. लिमिटेशंस मतलब उसके नेगेटिव इफ़ेक्ट्स, ड्रॉबैक्स, ठीक है. उसके बाद हम कौन कौन से जनरल वेज में हम प्रिवेंट कर सकते हैं. फिर दूसरा दिया है स्पेसिफिक वेज ऑफ प्रिवेंशन ऑफ इन्फेक्शियस डिजीज. दिस इज़ अ जनरल वेज वी ऑल शुड नीड टू फॉलो. दिस फॉर एवरी वन. and this is for specific ways of infectious disease. So if someone is suffering from a cold and cough in the class, okay, so if anyone is suffering from cold and cough in the class, it is likely that the children sitting around will be exposed to the infection. Clear? Because it could be anything, it could be airborne, it could be waterborne, anything. Okay, so but not all of them will catch the infection. This may be due to a strong immune system. See, this is the very easiest way to understand. Okay, so I'll give an example. COVID-19, this is the best example ever. COVID-19, see, if one person is infected in that particular area, okay, let me speak, talk about, okay, so if one person is infected in that overcrowded area, okay, so if you maintain a distance with one another, if three people are standing without maintaining any distance, if other people are standing with maintain a distance, then those three people can easily infected in if one of the person is infected between three of them. So if anyone is infected among three, all the three will get infected and other person will not get infected because other person maintain a distance, right? Maintain a distance. So now if those three are infected, we cannot tell that those three will have a huge problem with that. Among three, some will take so much time to get cure, some will take 1 to 2 days to get cure, some will take 1 month to get cure, or some will not get cure only. It will die off, they will die off. So it is because of the immune system. It is because of the immune system. If one person or all among three, if having an infection and all three have different immune system, if one person has the strongest immune system, he can get cure within 1 day. Okay, if the second person is lesser immune than the strongest immune person, then he might take the 2 to 3 days or 1 week to get cure. If the third person is not at all immune, then he will take more than 1 month, and after that he can die off. So this is the specific way to preventing. So this is natural way. So we all should maintain our immune so that we will not get infected easily. Okay, so after that I will talk about the immune system and the immunization in the next class, because it is very important for you all to understand it. Okay, so I'll stop till here, then I'll discuss the immune system and the immunization in the next class. Thank you.